Star Wars Masters of Teras Kasi. I don't even know where to start with this. Happy May the 4th be with you, everyone. I think I discovered the Star Wars Holiday Special of video games. Something with the Star Wars label on it so overwhelmingly bad that it's amazing that it even exists. If you're not familiar with Masters of Teras Kasi, it's a Star Wars fighting game, and it is so bizarre. It's not the only case of Star Wars and fighting games, though. Soul Calibur 4 included Star Wars guest characters Darth Vader, Yoda, and Starkiller, and it proved that a Star Wars fighting game could work, in theory. Those characters meshed very well in a fighting game. I remember back in the day when this game came out, too. I remember seeing it in stores thinking, oh, that's awesome, Star Wars, but Tekken? But I never actually sat down and played it from beginning to end until I decided to film this review. It is light years away from the quality level of Tekken. At least Tekken has fluid controls. This game, it feels like you're constantly being held to the ground by a 50-pound weight while you're trying to move around the arena. After the Star Wars Holiday Special came out, George Lucas was adamant about erasing it from memory. Something impossible to do once something makes its way on the internet, by the way. This game should be in that same category, so you can imagine, to my shock and horror, when Solo, a Star Wars story, came out, and they name-dropped it. The Star Wars martial art known as Teras Kasi.
Whoa. I have never seen anyone do... What was that?
Teras Kasi.
I'm sorry, what?
Teras Kasi.
So now at least the term is officially part of Star Wars canon, which I can't even wrap my mind around that. Wow, they really scraped the bottom of the barrel there. So how did we manage to get a PS1 fighting game involving Star Wars characters? Originally Capcom's Star Gladiator, a fighting game that includes Hayato, and I know someone's about to jump in the comments section from the pronunciation patrol, complaining that I didn't say that with proper Japanese accent. The character that you remember from Marvel vs. Capcom games with a lightsaber. This game was pitched as a Star Wars fighting game, and you could definitely see the influence. The pitch never went through, and LucasArts decided, hey, you know what, let's make our own Star Wars themed fighting game. To be fair on the development team, nobody at the time there had programmed a PlayStation game before. They were still learning the hardware, how to make art on it, how to program for it. It was bound to be a clunky mess. And if you're going to do a Star Wars game, you need a story that explains why everyone is fighting, and there is a story in the game. Mind you, I said there's a story, not a worthwhile explanation in any way, shape, or form. Masters of Teras Kasi takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which is funny because you go to places like Endor and the Rebels had no idea the Empire was there until Return of the Jedi, or shortly before it. But let me not go into canon police mode into this game. I promise it's just not worth thinking about. The Emperor is still pissed off that the Death Star was destroyed, so he recruits the services of a mysterious assassin named Arden Lin to eliminate the Rebel Alliance's key leaders, and she's got a cool robot arm. From the media in this game, you don't know anything about her. She's just there. So she is the key to destroying the Rebel Alliance, instead of sending entire Special Forces death squads after them, which the Empire does have plenty of, or an enormous fleet of ships. Luke and the others discover the plot and challenge Arden Lin face to face in the art of Teras Kasi. There's your story. I mean, it explains one bad guy in the game. I don't think at all it explains why Han Solo is domestic abusing his future wife by thrusting his fist into her face multiple times. And not to mention, let's remember, this is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Why is he not frozen in carbonite at this point in time? I can't help but think about that, but again, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I find it hilarious that what you see in this game is considered a secret form of martial arts that's incredibly deadly, but it just involves some simple punches and kicks. There's nothing special about this fighting style. At least according to this game. We're not talking about expanded universe lore. We're going with what this game is showing us. Let's go ahead and see what the Star Wars wiki says about Teras Kasi as far as official Star Wars canon is confirmed. Teras Kasi was a form of hand-to-hand combat that was created to fight Jedi. What? The worst Jedi in the galaxy could not be defeated by this martial arts form. It continues, former Sith Lord Maul, the head of Crimson Dawn, was a practitioner. I can't read this anymore. I promise you Darth Maul did not practice Teras Kasi. You see him doing all these flips and these cool fighting moves. I can't do any of that in this game. In fact, I can't do any special moves in this game. Seriously, the controls are some of the most unresponsive I've ever had to struggle through. I can't stress that enough. In most good fighting games, there's some basic comprehension, some basic way to do special moves, like in Street Fighter. Everyone knows that if you press down toward punch, you launch a Hadouken. Mortal Kombat with Sub-Zero throwing his Ice Blast, Killer Instinct. Other fighting games followed similar button combinations. Yeah, they change some moves and sometimes make up their own things, but overall there's a basic outline on how to do some of the special moves. That is all out the window here. No amount of down-forward punch is going to do a damn thing. Anytime you press a button, it feels like it takes the game a second to actually register that you've pressed it. Everything feels delayed. It's in slow motion, like you're fighting underwater. You can take out a lightsaber and you can take out blasters. I sometimes did it by accident. I have no idea still how I did. So I got pissed off and I pulled up a GameFAQs list of moves to see if I could master the art of Teras Kasi like Darth Maul apparently has. So check it out. I've got my GameFAQs move list right here. So let's glance over it. Luke Skywalker, lightsaber double precision uppercut. Maybe down forward punch, maybe forward down forward punch. Forward, down, forward, circle. Jedi Master Combo. Circle, square, X, triangle, X, triangle. Try doing that with controls this unresponsive. I promise you won't be able to. And if you do, you may possibly be a Jedi. Electric double uppercut. Uses 1 to 2 energy bars, by the way. Forward, down, forward, circle. This represents every special move in this game, where a better game like Tekken may be able to pull it off. And I promise you, it's not worth learning. The AI is incredibly stupid, sometimes. The goal of every single fight in this game should be to cheese your way to victory. There is no reason you should try and fight fair because the difficulty level has absolute zero balance to it. Either the AI is going to wreck you relentlessly, leaving you as a pile of bantha fodder on the ground, or they'll stand right at the edge of the stage like idiots and let you ring them out. After struggling through my first playthrough, actually trying to play the game correctly as intended, I said screw it, and I decided to figure out how to break it. I discovered 2 ways that worked most of the time. The first one, if you back up and time your jump kicks or jump punch just right, the AI seems to struggle incredibly to avoid it almost every time. They'll just keep getting hit, so all you have to do is just bounce back and forth and punch or kick. I did this over and over and I kept winning, but for certain characters like Chewbacca, it didn't work as well because his kick is really weird. So it's not foolproof and at times will get you killed, but overall, it bypassed having to struggle with the horrible controls. The other way, which I found more successful and makes even the final boss Darth Vader look like an embarrassing pushover, is to take the Jedi route. Be peaceful. Don't fight at all. Just keep moving to the edge of the ring and try to coax the enemy to come at you, then rotate around them and simply hit them off the stage. I'm not even kidding. Watch this. The final battle.
Ring out. You win.
When I say the AI is stupid, that's an understatement. And the endings, my god, the endings infuriated me. I was forced to struggle through the sluggish borefest to get some of the shortest, blink and you'll miss it endings you will ever see in a video game. Watch Han Solo's ending. That's it. There's no more to it. That's the whole ending. And then credits. And then you get the pleasure of replaying the game again. Shockingly, there's a couple of cool unlockable characters to motivate you to play some more, which is unfortunate because they're not in a better game. By default, you have Han Solo. By the way, some characters do have multiple skins, depicting different looks from the movies. That's kind of cool. There's Arden Lin, and I almost forgot to mention that she's got an entire backstory now about being a Dark Jedi, and her history stretches back almost 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin in the expanded universe. Look her up if you're interested. Maybe I'll do a video on her sometime. Although this game won't really make you care about the character in the slightest. That's not even an opinion, it's just being factual. Chewbacca, of course, is in here. Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, Princess Leia, all the main ones you'd expect in a Star Wars game. And these last 2 characters, such legendary Star Wars characters, such as a Tusken Raider, a sand person called Hoar. There's no way that's how you pronounce that. It has to be Hoar, War, or something like that. Let's see.
Or versus Boba Fett.
Nope, it's Hor. There is a Star Wars character called Hor. And another legendary Star Wars character we all dreamed of playing as when we were children. The Gamorrean Guard. You know, the pigs in Return of the Jedi, the green Gannons in the background that get eaten by the Rancor. A Gamorrean Guard called Thok? Thok. Let's see how the game pronounces it.
Chewbacca versus fuck.
Oh wait, I guess it's pronounced fuck. Listen to it again. I didn't say it, the game did.
Fuck, fuck, fuck.
To get the cool unlockable fighters that also play just as shitty as everyone else, you get Mara Jade by pumping up the difficulty to Jedi, which isn't that bad if you do the cheesing techniques I've established in this video, and you have to hold L1 plus L2 plus R1 while entering team mode, and the battle for Mara Jade begins. Beat all opponents, and you get her. The Stormtrooper that also has a Scout Trooper skin, also kinda cool, gets unlocked by beating arcade mode with Han Solo on Jedi, but you also have to have the player change that continue option off, something I failed to realize at first, so I had to do it all over again after I beat the game once. You can also unlock Slave Leia and Darth Vader, but by then, my patience was already obliterated like Alderaan, and I did not care anymore. I simply desired to turn the game off and do this review. Oh yeah, and there's also an extremely obscure character wearing Mandalorian armor called Jodo Kast. It's literally just a different colored Boba Fett in the game. The only reason he was inserted at all instead of a more familiar character was the simple fact that a member of the development team liked him and was able to build a model in the game. That's all I really have to say about Masters of Teras Kasi. There is no other thing I could say to really convey how truly awful this game is. It was trying to be something like Tekken, but mixing in Star Wars with weapon combat. It fails at almost every level. You know, I've been saying for a while that Aquaman Battle for Atlantis is the worst game I have ever played in my entire life. This is the worst Star Wars game I have ever played in my entire life. And there's some really bad ones out there. And to viewers on this channel that like to buy things that I say are terrible, I know there's 3 of you out there that bought Aquaman Battle for Atlantis after my multiple warnings. You know exactly who you are. I say this to you. Purchase at your own risk. I warned you. I don't want to talk about this game anymore, so leave me some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you if you played this game growing up and what's your opinion on it. I'm especially curious to hear from anyone that played it and likes it. I want to hear you explain yourselves. But that's all I've got for you today. Enjoy the rest of your May 4th.
Since you made it to the end of this video, I assume you enjoyed it, so why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, links in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.